You expect your kids to be safe at school, but one former Lake Spokane Elementary School teacher says that wasn't the case where she worked.
Wendy Zimmerman says exposure to fiberglass in school portables at LSE caused her serious health problems. KXLY4's Tania Dall is in with us tonight. And Tania, why is this former teacher telling her story?
Well, Zimmerman believes that other students and teachers at Lake Spokane may have been put in danger. The school district maintains that it followed all the right procedures and did no wrong. Now you decide. This is a story you'll see only on KXLY4 HD News.
When I got that job, I was absolutely overjoyed.
After 25 years of working with kids, Wendy Zimmerman landed her dream job in the summer of 2004. She'd always wanted to teach elementary students. Now she'd get a shot at shaping young fourth-grade minds at Lake Spokane Elementary School. From the start, 9- and 10-year-olds weren't the challenge for this educator. She says it was her classroom environment that was problematic.
All of the materials, teacher's desk, the furniture, the books, everything was in the classroom. And the carpet was peeled back and there was a huge hole in the floor.
Zimmerman taught in these portables, used since the 1980s to keep up with a growing school population. The classrooms flooded in the spring of 2004, causing mildew and mold to build up inside. The district ordered a massive cleanup.
The district at that time started to mitigate the problem, had contractors come out, air quality specialists come out.
In the process, insulation was pulled out. And that's when Zimmerman, who's asthmatic, started noticing particles that wouldn't go away.
This yellow swirling cloud of nasty grit.
Later, she'd find out the mysterious dust was fiberglass.
Glass fibers get into fabrics and into your hair, on your clothes, just all over you, and you carry it from place to place. And
Zimmerman asked the administrators at the time to have her room cleaned, but says multiple requests were met with resistance. She tried cleaning it herself, but the grit always came back.
Needless to say, though, it never did get cleaned up. And over the course of the next 2 years, I continued to get sicker and sicker and sicker. And
that's when her serious health problems began, like coughs, fatigue, shortness of breath. Zimmerman had trouble going on field trips and had to call in substitutes. A medical report from 2006 written by Zimmerman's doctor says, quote, "Medical findings are consistent with chronic lung disease. It's been noted that there were significant amounts of fiberglass particles found in her classroom. It's my opinion that her lung condition was worsened because of this."
I had trouble walking from my classroom down to the office or my classroom to the staff room.
Fed up with always being sick and not knowing why, Zimmerman gave the principal an ultimatum. Test the dust or she'd do it independently. The district hired a company in 2006 to come in. They took tape samples. So did Zimmerman.
The results for health hazards were negative. The results for irritants in the air, dander, there was also the fiberglass materials. Those were above normal.
Brian Talbot wasn't around when the testing took place, but agreed to talk to us. He inherited the portable concerns last July after becoming superintendent of 9 Mile Falls.
It was determined that the main source of the fiberglass materials were coming from the ceiling tiles.
A 2006 report obtained by KXLY4 summarizes lab results as showing, quote, "several allergens and irritants, but no hazardous materials. Fibrous glass is a primary irritant, and the 3 sources, suspended ceiling tiles, insulation above the ceiling tiles, and ventilation ductwork." Zimmerman did her own research about fiberglass exposure online and was shocked at her findings.
And they talked about a lot of the symptoms I had had and what I had seen in a lot of the students, like nosebleeds and eye irritation, skin irritation, throat problems, coughing, headaches, fatigue, and upper respiratory infections.
Upset, she asked administrators to remove students and staff from the classrooms and claims that she asked that the community be told about the potential hazards.
They decided it was better to err on the side of caution, meaning keep the kids and me in the classroom rather than let the community know that there might be a problem and then people getting really upset and worked up over something that may not be anything at all.
And were parents told about this, or the PTA, were they told about this?
To my knowledge, they were not.
Even now, the school district maintains it followed all the correct steps. making students and staff safety a priority.
I don't think anybody was trying to hide the situation. And if there had been a hazard posed, I believe that the community would have been made aware, as they are now, when potentially hazardous situations arise.
The district brought in professionals to reduce the level of fiberglass irritants.
Ceiling tiles painted by an outside contractor, and then another contractor came in and cleaned all of the rooms wall to wall. And then air quality tests were done again prior to the start of the school year.
Eventually, Zimmerman was moved from her classroom portable, but she never got better and was forced to take medical leave.
No, I'm not working anymore. Not there, not anywhere.
After a year on medical leave last December, Zimmerman's contract with 9 Mile Falls wasn't renewed. Today, at 44 years old, she's considered disabled. Doctors say she's got the lung capacity of a 90-year-old.
I have a lung function of about 40%, which makes me pretty old on the inside, about twice my actual age.
Zimmerman takes this pile of medications to deal with her lung problems.
This is a preventative. I take that a few times a day.
During our interview, she took several breaks to use her inhaler. On good days, it can be 4 times a day. On bad, as much as 8. She's not looking for your sympathy and has no plans to seek legal action against the school district. Just a chance to warn others who she believes were left in the dark.
Nothing can be done for me. What's done is done. A lawsuit's certainly not going to give me back my health or my life or my livelihood. It's just not going to do that.
Looking over documents KXLY4 obtained from the school district, there was no official mention of Lake Spokane students getting sick from those classroom portables. I did get the chance to speak to someone with close connections to the school.
But that person didn't want to talk to us.
That person didn't want to speak on the record, but did tell me they've experienced health problems that might be connected to these portables. That person is working with their doctors to find out if that's the cause.
Are teachers and students still using these portables at the school?
Teachers and students are using those portables, but there was a bond that was passed by voters to update that school. The school district says those portables are expected to be phased out in the next couple of months.